Have you ever asked yourself, apart from the fear of death, apart from the fear of contracting coronavirus, which other fear did people have? We have millions of fear. There are people that have the fear of heights, fear of entering into water, and there are names for these things. I mean, if fear of death is the most in the world, have you ever asked yourself what is the second most feared thing in the world? And the second most feared activities in the world is the fear of speaking in public. I mean, a lot of people cannot just come out and hold a mic in the public and express their feelings. People have ideas, they have concepts, but they could not hear it out. Just imagine Steve Jobs. If he's not a good communicator, the question you should ask yourself is, how will he be able to communicate his products to people? Bill Gates, these rich people, one thing they do apart from developing their softwares, apart from making sure that they have excellent services, is the ability to communicate. I mean, ability to pull people along with them and make sure that people understand and buy into their visions. And that is why I'm making this video for you. But I need you to encourage me by subscribing, by commenting, by sharing this video and giving it a thumb up, a likes. And I'm going to make sure I make you the best public speaker. I'm going to make sure I give you the best lesson you can ever have when it comes to communication, connecting, and getting the best out of yourself. In my last class, I spoke about the temperament of human being and understand who you are. And I also spoke about self-discovery. You may want to check the video and see what it's in for you. Before you can start your speech, there are things I need you to do. The first thing you need to do after you've done your self-discovery, self-assessment, and you've known who you are, what you need to do is one, play to your strengths. I mean, there's this principle, the 70, 25, and 5 principle. That is the principle you need to adopt as a great communicator. The 70% of all your strengths should be channeled to the area of your strengths. I mean, the 70% of all your time should be channeled to the area of your strengths. Then we have some areas that you want to improve. I mean, naturally, I'm a relaxed speaker. So if I want to talk fast and I want to make sure I hit you hard and get you to do what you want to do, this area is the area I want to improve on. I mean, I want to be able to talk fast and make sure I relate with my audience and get them what I want, and make sure I hit them hard and talk like Barack Obama. You know, there was a country who come out and talk like Luther Martin King Jr. I have a dream one day. Naturally, this is not how I'm supposed to speak because that is not my strength. These are the areas in which I can flow, but I need to improve on it. But there are areas of my weaknesses that I cannot hit, no matter what. So I want to spend 25% of my time in order to improve that little thing I can do, but I still think I need amendment on. Then finally, I need to spend 5% of my time on my area of weaknesses. If this principle is being adopted, the 70, 25, and 5 principle, in preparing your speech, in getting to know your audience, and in getting to speak in public or dealing with individuals, I can guarantee you and I can assure you that you'll be a great speaker. Now, let's get down to business and let me tell you why we are here. I mean, I went online when I used to be afraid in speaking in public, when I really want to improve on myself and make sure that I can communicate, I can connect, and I can associate with people very well. I went online to go and search on Google, on YouTube, and every other platform to find step-by-step guide that can help me become a better speaker. And I could not find any. This is a pain point. I mean, this is a serious thing. Some people, when they want to talk, they will start shaking, they will start shivering. It has happened to me before as a speaker. I mean, I have a class of, I became a course rep, and I'm to give a speech to my class. It was terrible. I mean, but the first thing you need to do in order to be a good speaker is firstly, you stand up and speak. Any occasion that you find yourself, anywhere that you are, make sure you speak. I'm a great speaker, I can assure you that. I can flow very well and make sure that I get things done the way I want. But I'm teaching public speaking. I'm not speaking as a speaker. So you have to get that right? And I want to take it like a class. You know, everything is now more utilized because of coronavirus situations, and we are now having online classes. So this is my YouTube channel. I want you to like, subscribe, share, comment. These things are very, very important. It helps us to do more. I mean, this services is free. It's supposed to be a paid class. I paid for this, but I want to give it to you free of charge. So the only thing you can do for me to encourage me is to like this channel, is to subscribe, hit the subscription below, check my descriptions and see. You can contact my number. You understand? It's very, very important. So for the purpose of formality, I'm going to be using this book, Speak Out. Yeah, this book was written by my mentor, my coach. He trained me on public speaking. Kunle Awotiko. Yeah, that's his name. So I'm going to be using this book. It's a very powerful book. If you need an order or to get your own copy, hit me up in the description below. My phone number is there, and that is my WhatsApp number too. I'm going to give you this book. And the last time I went to NYC camp to go and train COM members on public speaking, I told them one thing. I said, if you have this book and you listen to my introduction, you're a speaker. I can assure you that. So for the purpose of this series, I'll be using this book, Speak Out. I mean, you need to open your mouth and speak. Not just speak. You need to speak sense, not nonsense. And when you're speaking sense, you need to connect with your audience. Are you with me? Oh, yes. Okay, that's great. So now, I need to let you know our course outline for the purpose of this class. I promise you, if you keep liking, if you keep sharing and telling people about this, if you keep subscribing to this, I'm going to make sure I make you the best speaker. You can stand anywhere in the world and talk. I'm going to make sure you understand what it is to be a speaker. It is not about speaking. You may not have the fear of speaking in public, but you may not understand what it takes, the technicalities, things you need to know as a speaker. So for the purpose of this class, my next lecture, I'm going to kickstart and I'm going to drive you into communication. This is just an introduction, and for me to get familiar with you and for me to know that, yes, you want this course. Now, the first thing you need to do is what talks about what is public speaking in itself. Yeah, if you are doing a course, of course, they will do introduction. And in public speaking, it is more of an act. It's more of an act, activities. I mean, acts performing, ACT. Then it's more of an art, ART. I mean, artistic work. So I'm going to be dissecting that for you in the next class. Don't miss it. Then the second thing I'm going to be talking about is fear. Why do people have fear in speaking in public? How can you overcome your fear? This class is what you don't want to miss. And apart from that, why did I say you need this class? There are some do's and don'ts of communication. I mean, I will come and tell you, I'm not an authority on this. You've discouraged your audience already. You've killed it. Yes. Or you tell them, it is an impromptu speech. I'm not prepared for this. If I'm part of your audience, you've lost me. And that is communication. So you need to understand the do's and don'ts of communication. Then also we'll be talking about audience analysis. I mean, I've been to a seminar and the speaker is saying that I'm here to talk to one person. If one person listens to me, then I'm fine. I was like, what? I don't want to say that. What is that? I mean, your mission is to talk to about 250 people and you scale it down to one person, it is very, very bad. As a communicator, you need to carry every one of them along. Trust me, the most difficult set of people to communicate with or to give a speech to are one, club members, children, and young adults. Why? Because these people get confused easily. There's distractions, phones, and a whole lot. So it takes you as a speaker to be able to what? Connect to them, to be able to what? Make them stop what they are doing and make them listen to whatever you want to tell them. This is why audience analysis is very, very important. Yeah, we'll be talking about transitions in communication, ability to be able to link. If you realize I've been saying in my last video and I've been referring to my next video, that is transitions. So you'll be able to understand how to use transitions. We have part of speech. We have the introduction parts, the body, and we have the conclusion. You'll be able to understand how it works. And if you are given hours to speak, I'm giving 1 hour to speak, you need to know how long should my introduction be, how long should my conclusion be, how long should my body be. Then also, as a speaker, you need to we talk about, in my previous video, we talk about discovering yourself. Apart from that, you need to understand the power of your brain, how your brain works. We have the left brain, we have the right brain, the logic, and the reasoning. So we have to know how to use the two. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Then we'll be talking about voice breathing. Yeah, we'll be talking about all these things. Pace in communications, public speaking ethics. You understand? It's going to be lovely. Then we're talking also about why do you need to speak? Why do you need to speak? How do you speak as a speaker? What do you say? Then also, by the time we get to the last part, we now come back to the temperament. The role each temperament plays in your communication. Once again, my name is Onipede Samson. This is Smart Communication Series. I want you to click in the link below. I want you to subscribe. I want you to comment. I want you to share. Encourage me. I'm going to make sure I give you the best. Thank you for listening.